Good morning, good morning, good morning, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Ask Sharifa AMA. Ask me anything, ask my guests anything. We are here to answer the difficult questions and the easy ones. But before we get started, I'm going to ask you to do what I always ask you to do, and that is to post the show, tweet the show, send out a picture, a message on Instagram, text a friend, do whatever you have to do. If your roommate is asleep, go next door, knock on the door, wake them up, and let them know that Ask Sharifa AMA is live. Because what? Friends don't let friends miss out on the Ask Sharifa AMA. Now, if you're listening to the show live on your computer and you'd like to join the conversation, please feel free to give us a call at 563-999-3603. Again, that number is 563-999-3603. If you're listening to the show on your phone and you have a question or a comment for today's guest, please feel free to press 1 to join the conversation in the studio. Now, today's guest is amazing. She comes all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. At least that's where she was raised. But we're going to talk to her about her book, Girl, Bye. We have author Naja Hall in the studio today. Good morning, Naja. How are you?
Good morning. It's bright and early in LA, but it's 11 o'clock here in New York. So how are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining us. And everyone in LA always says that. They're like 8 o'clock, Sharifa. I'm like, yes, you got to get up, get your day started. You know, you got to start your day a certain way. If you don't start your day with a certain energy, the rest of the day is not going to be the same. So,
early
yes.
bird gets the worm, right?
That's what I say. Everybody doesn't believe that, but that's what I say. But you are an author, but you are so much more than just an author. You're an active member of the AAFCS and the American Bar Association as a dispute resolution associate. So, but even with that said, most of, if I'm understanding this correctly, of what started you out on this journey was a part of your personal journey.
Yes.
With your children and your family and your blended relationship. So you're the founder of Blended in Black. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you came to found Blended in Black?
Yes. So I got my degree way back when, 2003, in Family and Consumer Sciences. Never had a clue that I would use the family aspect of it because I was using the consumer aspect of it, meaning I was a fashion buyer, living in Dallas, living a little cute little high life, making my little $50,000. I decided to move to New York to become an artist. I did not know what in the world type of artist I wanted to be, but I had some friends from Memphis that lived here like, hey, you can come crash on my couch until you figure it out. So I had like a lot of money saved up, thank God. I've always been a saver. And I came here, I got in radio, I started acting. I realized from acting that I'm horrible at playing other people. And so I started telling my own stories because I'm good at telling my own stories. So I've always talked about the things that were going on in my life. I started a popular web series on YouTube called Dating Debacles, which we've won a lot of film festival awards. I still do that. And I'm married now, but I still do Dating Debacles because it's my first baby. And then the blended family thing came up because as an artist, you know, you share and you paint the things that are a part of your life. And this is something that I never, ever anticipated. I never thought that, as a matter of fact, I was adamant about not being with a man with children, or I didn't want somebody with a baby mama, or, you know, and not necessarily because of the kids. Actually, none of that had to do with children. I love kids. I'm everybody's auntie. But I just didn't want to deal with the things that I'd heard about from the other side. Like, oh, my God, you know, crazy kid's mom or high conflict. Basically, everything that I had began to experience were the things that I wanted to avoid. And so what does an artist do? An artist talks about their pain. They paint a picture. And I decided very early on, like I've always had blogs. I have a blog called MissNaja.com. For single dating women and all that stuff. I've always talked about the things that happened in my life and made it into a platform. I just can't help doing that. And so it was a natural progression. It's one of those things. I started Blending in Black because I fell in love with a father. He was a father before he was my love, before he was my husband. He was a father first. So I fell in love with someone with children.
That's how it started?
I'm sorry?
I said that's how it started?
Yeah. That's why I started
Okay, so ask you this, because you know that name, Dating Debacles, that was wonderful. And then you know, I'm like, I need to hear some of these dating debacles, because that's probably interesting to me.
So I'm
like,
a little southern girl, right? I'm a little country girl, and moving here from New York City by way of Dallas to New York, like in Memphis, growing up, we only had black and white. And when I moved to Dallas, you had black, white, and then if you looked a little bit different, they thought you were Mexican. But when I got to New York, there was literally guys of every flavor. I'm talking about these fine Middle Eastern dudes, these Irish boys, these Dominican boys. Like, you know, there was just so much. And so it was like a buffet. I was like, oh, wow, I've never been exposed to this. And so, I'm a person that believes that, hey, love doesn't have color, love doesn't have boundaries or whatever. And so I just started dating. But one thing I realized is that all men are the same. They might be wrapped in different packaging, and all of them are the same. And I started to make, because I wrote comedy professionally for many, many years.
Oh, wow.
I started to make jokes about it. And I would just joke to my friends. They're like, hey, why don't you make this into a series? And my first series about my first dating debacles was about my debacle when I started dating a man that was uncircumcised. I had never seen, experienced anything like that in my life. Coming from the Bible Belt, boys are circumcised when they're babies before they leave the hospital. And so up here, experiencing people that were Muslim or just different, well, not Muslim, Jewish, or different religious beliefs that did not support circumcision, I was like, oh, okay, wait, this is different. It looks different. It smells different. And this is, it was just so different for me. And that was one of the ones that won an award very quickly. And I had gotten named comedians to come in and play the people that I was dating. So every guy that I would go on dates with would be like, all right, now, I hope I don't end up on a dating debacle. And more than likely, they all did. We just won a film festival. We'll be out in L.A. in April, as a matter of fact. But we ain't here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Blended in Black.
We're here to talk about whatever you want to talk about. We're here to talk about you and the life of you, Naja Hall. Okay. So, yes, if you come out to L.A. and there's a ceremony, definitely invite your girl out. We definitely want to come and show our support. But yes,
I need a date. I need a date too. So yes, you could be my plus one.
Hey, I'm there. I got 2 radio shows. Yes. I host a morning radio show, a 9 p.m. radio show. We'll bring the media out and we'll have some fun.
Oh, girl.
We'll have some fun.
We need to do it. We'll talk about it. Yes, we will. Yes.
Offline. We'll talk about that.
Offline, yes.
I just have to say this. It's interesting to me because I had when I was dating, all of my friends called me 51st dates. That was my nickname. Oh. They were like, Sharifa, you are just 51st dates. Because I always say that most women need to learn how to leave. Like, I've been married and divorced twice. I need to learn how to stay. I need to be like, okay, this is the one. He's the one. Let's make this work. And so when I started dating again, I lined up dates Monday through Friday. I had a date. Now, I had 2 dates on Saturday, 2 dates on Sunday. So my friends was like, you just go on one date. Like, you don't even like, oh, let me see him again. I don't need all that. You know what I mean? I'm grown.
Right,
I know what I like. I know what I want. I know what I don't want. I know what I can't stand.
And you know when he's not the one.
Exactly.
It takes a lot for us women to get ready to go on a date. We got to do hair, makeup. Some of us have to find babysitters. I got to put my Spanx on. I have to do so much stuff. So if I'm going to go out with you again and again and again, you got to be special. You have to be. Guys, you don't have to do that. All you have to do is pay.
Yes.
Like us, we spend, you guys think you spend a lot on dinner. This outfit, hair, nails, makeup, all these things that make us look natural.
The babysitter.
These are things, a sitter. We don't consider any of that. And, so don't tell me what you paid for dinner, and I won't tell you what my expenses were. So let's enjoy this time together. If you make me like you, I'll go out with you again. And if not, you'll become a dating debacle because, let Miss Naja find out you become a dating debacle, you're going to be a star. So don't play now. Don't play around.
I'm going to have to send you some ideas. I'll be like, Naja, girl, let me tell you what happened to me.
Girl, all of a sudden, a lot of my ideas come, like we have one that also has won festivals called the 40-Year-Old Rapper. And everyone knows or has been out with a 40-year-old rapper.
Yes.
And, it just talks about like the sheer dumbfounded, the sheer nature of a person that's in this position, and then you trying to fall in love and date them. Like, this guy would bust out with rap lyrics at the most inappropriate times. Like, it was, everything. Dating Debacles is a comedy. It's a comedy.
Yes.
And we just shot one. Like I said, we just shot one last year. Some of my friends out in L.A. came down to do it with us and brought it back and packaged it. It's just, we just made it happen. Dating Debacles won't stop. No matter where I am in life, no matter what I'm doing, it won't stop. It's fun. We have a great time on set. These actors get to act goofy and crazy, and we get to tell some real stories. We had one where my girlfriend, I also let people guest, write, and star in episodes, since I don't star in too many of them anymore. My girlfriend talked about her experience with dating a black Republican who was a Trump fan. And,
oh, wow.
People, and it happened to come out.
He wasn't in L.A., was he?
Huh?
He wasn't in
L.A. The guy
LA,
was actually, yes. This girl, he was in L.A.
Oh, wow.
He was in L.A. So, we find inspiration for these stories all over the place. And we try to do them to where they're politically timed or whatever's going on in the climate of the world. We try to make them relevant and get them out when they're, when the story is hot and fresh. And so that's why we've always gotten to, like, garner pretty good numbers on it, because it's relevant stuff.
No, I can imagine. And the one thing that is similar between my little, not that I made a show out of it, my 51st dates and your Dating Debacles, is that it's about keep going and trying again, because I always tell people, they call me 51st dates, but now I've been with the same guy for 10 years. And he was one of my 51st dates. No, seriously, he was one of my 51st dates. And so then we had another date, and then he was just like, Sharifa, you're mine. And I'm like, no, like, I'm having fun. I'm going out. I'm dating people. He was like, no, none of that. And he just killed it for me. He put his,
He's
like,
and I tell people, listen, I'm about to break this 51st date stuff. You need to stop. Okay? Let it go. Sometimes it takes a good man to... It takes a good man to be like, all right, listen, let's stop playing these games. Let's do this. And, that's what it takes. Like I like I told you, I was a person that was adamant about not being with a person that had children, just because of all of my preconceived notions and the ignorance. I just never experienced it before. But when I met my husband, I did everything to not fall for him, because I didn't know. I knew a little bit about what he was attached to and the baggage that it had come along with, but I didn't fully know. And, I found out when it was too late, and I was already in it, like, oh my God. But he was just such a great human being that I just did not see a choice. He's literally the best man that I've ever met, that I'm going to meet, aside from my dad. But,
No, but that's beautiful.
Yeah. So I say, when you meet somebody, everybody's going to have issues. Everybody's going to have baggage. We all have a past. We all have childhood trauma that we're trying to cope with and still put on a happy face for. But when you meet somebody that is helping you to be a better person, and you see that they're striving to be better and they're not bound by their past, you'd be a fool to let them go. And I'll tell any of y'all out there, I will tell you that. Because everybody's going to come along with some stuff, including you, including me.
Yes. Yeah. Preach, sister. I'm going to come to your church. I'm going to church at Naja Hall, because we are preaching up here today. I'm going to come. Only if it's in L.A., though. Only if it's in L.A., but I'll come.
Right.
These women need to really hear this, because your story and my story is so similar. And this is from someone who, like you said, you fight it, and because you still looking for that guy. Some people, they're like, I'm looking for the one, and they need a note from God for this person to be the one. But over time, you just figure out that guy. And like I was telling you with my guy, he's first of all, he's a police officer, and he's 6'5". So when he was like, Sharifa, enough, it was like, I was like, okay, all right, because I wanted to go and have fun. And I tell people now, I'm still waiting for him to mess up. Like, I'm waiting for him to mess up, because, I was having fun online, and I was dating, and I was out, and now I got to sit home and be good and be nice. But that's a whole nother show. Let's get back to you.
Right.
Because I did the same thing, though. I was looking for a specific guy. I was looking for a specific type. And one of the things I did was, as that you did, I didn't want a guy with children. I didn't want, at least young children, because my children are 22, will be 22 and 25 this year. So I didn't want to start over.
You've already done the co-parenting thing. You're
yes.
done with all that.
Yes.
You've been there, done
right.
that. Girl.
Right. But I had my reason for that, though. The reason was because I'm spoiled. I'm the baby. Even now, my guy, he's like, you're just a baby, and I'm like, I'm your baby, though, you know. But because I didn't want to have to share time. I didn't want to share a guy's time with even the kids. You know, I wanted this guy who could, you know, be about me, and we could travel the world, and I didn't have to, you know, on every other weekend have to be like, okay, I'll spend this weekend by myself because that's his weekend with the kids. You know, and that was a deliberate choice.
That was one of the things I didn't consider with dating. Like when I say I avoided guys with kids like the plague, I didn't know what it entailed because I had never experienced that. So I not only dated and fell in love with a guy with kids. He has not one, not two, but three children, and they are younger children. They're younger children. We live in a different city from the kids, unfortunately, and so we don't have the luxury of the every other weekend and, you know, like just like any military family would that moves around a lot. Our situation is similar, and so we have to find different ways and mechanisms to make it work. And, you know, we try. We definitely try. But I see what you mean about not wanting to share time. And I hear horror stories. I started a group called Blended in Black. That's it started off just as a ranting space, honey. Like, literally, I was like, some of the things that I had started to experience, not from him, but from the things and the people that were attached to him, were just unreal. Like, I did not know people could do such things. I did not know that. I just was so ignorant. I would hear the stories again, but I didn't know any men that fought and paid thousands of dollars just to talk to their children. Or I just had never experienced stuff like that. I'd read stories, and of course I'd seen it in all the gossip blogs about these rappers and stuff, or football players. You know how it goes. So-and-so, baby mama wants $20,000 a month. I was like, girl, I'm like, girl, what kid needs all that? But until I got in a situation with a man that makes a substantial amount of money, and, you know, his previous family was completely 100% solely supported by him. And when that family disintegrated, nothing to do with me. I did not know them when their thing was, you know, in the wraps, when it was dying.
Right. We're not going to blame you.
When the family was disintegrating, I didn't, when the family was disintegrating, they were just having a very difficult time getting on the accord of, okay, how do we let go of these bad feelings? How do we co-parent and raise a child? And still, I see a lot of people. The reason I create Blended in Black, because I realized I was not the only one. Like, I'm a person that joined a ready-made family. This thing was already set up and well-oiled and dead before Miss Naja walked her pretty behind in the picture. So, you know, what is my place? You know, I didn't know my place. I didn't know what I could do to help him. And the first thing I learned is, you know, I came in trying to be Captain Saver. I was like, I had to sit myself down and say, girlfriend, you can't fix what you didn't break. You did not break these people, these children, this family. You didn't have a hand in this. This stuff was already gone. It was already deceased before you got here. They were still suffering the devastating effects of divorce, because divorce is like the death of a family. It's a devastating thing. Is. And, you know, you said you've experienced two, right? So you know.
Yeah, I'm going to share one of them with you. Yes.
Okay, yes. And I love it, girl. I love hearing all these stories. You know, this is where I find my motivation now to write about. But anyway, just looking at the drawback of some of the things that happened, some of the things that I would have done differently had I been privy to all of the things that I know now, the way that I've turned my pain into a platform, and now I've turned it into a profit, because I was like, I'll be damned if I sit by and watch certain things happen and not profit. And I have literally, between me and you, I have already clocked about $25,000 just in digital sales from my masterclass that I wrote for moms and stepmoms. And, you know, I was like, I'm going to make the price really low. I'm not trying to really make a lot of money from this thing. You know, now I wish I would have made the price a little higher, because people are like, you are undercharging for this. I did a 10-day class. I mail you a workbook, or you can upload the ebook. There is a video series that you can watch to go along with it. Every single day I'm talking to you and, like, listen, you got to get out of your own head, sis. And I'm pretty sure you, like, a lot of the stuff that I'm saying, you Sharifa, have experienced yourself and had a chance to go through the emotional turmoil and the ups and downs. But, yeah, so that's where I am. That's why I created it. Blended in Black it's a Facebook group. It started off as just that, me and 10 of my homegirls and guy friends talking about our issues. Some people were step-parents. Some people were single mothers. There was some adult stepchildren that were dealing with their childhood trauma from being raised in two different households that could not get along. And we were just being there talking. But, you know, we were sharing a lot of private stuff. So I had created a public group. And the public group in about a year and a half has grown to, I think there's like 8,000 people in that group now. And they be going in, honey, every single day. They, you know, the stories are heartbreaking. Some people will share happy stories like, hey, guys, I was able to co-parent this weekend. But I was like, this is the type of stuff, the positive social media that we need. Or people can come for help. Because a lot of people tell me, you know how our people are. We don't go to therapy. We'll go to church and try to pray it away. But we won't really go sit and talk to a professional. And so a lot of these people are coming to the Blended in Black support group just for emotional support and advice, and they get it. I have a team of lawyers that I work with now. There's a great marketing team that gets all the stuff out. We have a social media team. We have ambassadors that if a person is in a crisis, that will go to them or call them to walk them through their process, you know, and all of the stuff is free. I just said I want to help and change my community, which is the blended family community.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So that's my spiel.
But everything you said is amazing because I listen to you, and to me, listening to you, you are the perfect example of some of the things that I talk about. People always ask me, Sharifa, how do I get a large, you know, social media following? How do I get my group to have thousands of members? And I always tell people, you have to understand that not everyone likes apples. Not everyone likes oranges. So be authentic to the things that you want to talk about. And if you are authentic, the people who about liking apples, the people who like apples are going to come to you. It's going to resonate with them, and then they're going to start talking. I mean, but it's just about speaking your truth and what's going on with you. So you're a perfect example of someone who just said, you know what, let's talk about it. And then 8,000 members later, this is the good that you're doing. Because whatever we're going through, there's somebody who needs that help and who needs that assistance. So like I said, I've been married and divorced twice. My first husband, which
both
is my kid's father. No, my first husband was my kid's father, or is my kid's father. And so immediately after that, after I left.
Interrupt you, but you sound.
We do it all the time.
You have a very young sounding voice, and I'm looking at your pictures. You look so young. I would not believe you had 20-year-old children. You just sound so youthful, girl. I can tell that you have lived a good life. When you don't sound like. Yeah, I know you have a very deep story. I know you do.
Yes,
I know you can write a book, but you just don't sound like you have been drugged through the ringer like some of these people that I talk to. Oh,
I have.
You don't sound like it, so you recovered.
Thank you. I received that. Okay, I do. Because my book is called From Laid Off to Loving Life. And it talks about my journey of how I was laid off 6 or 7 times. And in the process of being laid off 6 or 7 times, I went through 2 divorces, being homeless twice. Each and every time I took a step and something happened, I would be like, Lord, you got a blessing for me. I know you got a blessing for me.
What do you have planned? What do you have planned?
Yes, because you have to.
You're like, I'm about to crash. I can't.
Right, because everything in the world is coming up against me. And so now when I talk to people, I understand, and I tell them everything I went through wasn't for me. It was for you. It was for me to tell you my story and to let you know that you're not alone and that I can relate. So my second marriage, it was a blended family. And but the odd thing about it was a blended family, and everything that occurred, I would have never in my worst nightmares even believed that it could have occurred. Because when I met my second husband, we met at work. We were coworkers. We had lunch together all the time. Our relationship just evolved. And so we spent so much time together. I was always at his house. We had no drama. I spent time with his kids, met his kids, he met my kids. We had absolutely no drama.
No drama. Wow.
No drama until we decided to get married. Right.
Oh, honey.
And so
that's when
I had
hit
2
the fan,
kids.
right?
That's what I learned. That's what I learned. And so because he had 4 children, right? And he had
mother?
2 children. No, he had 3 different women, but the 2 oldest were 16 and 18. And to this day, I have never had a problem with them 2 or their mother, because she was like over him. You know, this was like her relationship was like,
the women,
you know.
Let me tell you something, ladies. When you are, you know you're over him, when you don't have a problem with what that woman is doing over there. You are over him. You're over the divorce. You're over how it ended. You're not bothered by this. Now, you know you're still bothered if you're still looking at this other woman's social media. You're still stalking her.
Right.
We don't want to call it stalking, but that's what we do.
But it is.
If you're still stalking, if this woman is still a topic of conversation, if you still bring up her name to your friends or to your ex, sweetheart, you got to seek some help. You're not over it.
Yes.
You got to get some help. And seeking help is not a bad thing. I became a family life coach because I realized people wanted to talk to somebody that looked like them.
Yes.
I'm a black woman from the South. Me being here in New York, if I was going to go find a therapist, it would probably be someone that looked like me, because I feel like they could identify and be more compassionate with me and just understand my plight a little better. So, like, I'm booked up now at least until June, just with client sessions, because people want to talk. So I'm going to tell you out there, if you're still holding on to this stuff, you got to seek some help. See, it's not expensive.
Seek some help. Call Naja.
It's cheaper than a lace front.
Naja Hall.
I'll tell y'all that. It's cheaper than a lace front.
No. It's cheaper than a lawyer. Okay, when they got to bail you out.
Or out of jail.
And your bail.
Cheaper than
that's what I'm saying. Right. Because you're going to do something crazy that you don't need to do. So just avoid all of that. Go on Facebook, Blended in Black, talk to Naja Hall, ask her for an ambassador. But that wasn't even the worst part. Let me tell you what happened. So that was the mother of the 16-year and the 18-year-old, and their relationship was 15 years ago. She was cool. So then he had a 13-year-old by someone else. So I didn't have problems with her initially. Then he had a son that was almost 2 by someone else. Again, we didn't have drama until we got married. When we got married, the mother of the 13-year-old who lived in Orange County, California, decided her 13-year-old needed to live with his dad. He was having trouble, and she couldn't handle it. So she dropped him off at our house and moved to Detroit. Now, mind you, his mother said he was acting up, that he was having problems, that he didn't listen to nobody. And this the child she dropped off with me. And I'm like, wow. So then the little baby, the mother, she was in love with my husband. She was in love. And she was like, why you didn't marry me? So when he got married, because they had never been married, she refused to let him see his son. So he could not see his son at all. Then the mother of everybody hit him with child support. So he had been paying, but then all of a sudden when he got married, I guess they was like, oh, now you a 2-income family? Oh, I need my money.
They're like, I want my cut.
Right. So we dealt with that for a little while, and then after a while we said, you know what, this is too much. And now, even to this day, you know, he's one of my closest friends. I value his opinion. I value his friendship, but we got married too fast, too soon, amongst, you know, everything else that was going on, and we tried to become a blended family, and it just didn't work out. But I also think if we would have had a support group, you know, this is your fault, Naja. You wasn't around, right?
Yeah, girl.
I
blame myself. You know what? I blame myself because this is and I'm going to tell you some statistics. I'm sure you probably already know them because you lived it and you've become one of them. 70% of second marriages fail. Number one, because you probably have children from previous relationships, and people you're not going to blend all at the same pace as your family did not. You had all these outside factors. Now, you know statistics of first marriages. So if a first marriage is damned halfway, then a second marriage, you don't stand a chance because now you have all these other heavy factors you
Right.
have to take into account. And then secondly, it takes the average family 5 to 7 years to blend.
Right.
5 to 7 years. It ain't going to happen 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 to 7 years. And that's when people are kind of trying. But if you have people that are high conflict, like you said, you had an ex that was in love with him that kept the son away. That means she was a high conflict personality. So she ain't trying to blend.
She was.
She's trying to call a habit.
She wasn't.
She knew that.
Yes.
She knew that man didn't want her. She said, I'm going to keep you. You left us. Now I'm going to make you pay. No, sweetheart. That man did not leave his child. He left you. Get that.
Right.
Understand
and
that.
This was a situation.
That.
Let me just say this, too. This was a situation where they made a conscious decision to have a child. They weren't in a relationship. They were seeing each other, but this was a woman whose 40s was fast approaching. And she was like, I want to have a baby.
Okay.
I want to have a baby. You're my best friend. Let's have a baby. And so when they had the baby and they're not married, now she's like, well, this is my child. I was the one who wanted the child, but I need you to pay for him. You know, and I was like, wow. So it was just so much. Right. This was a situation. It was just so much going on, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But, you know, I got to pay some bills. So we do have to stop for a brief commercial break, and then we are going to be right back with Mrs. Naja Hall.
Are you looking for a unique way to advertise for free? Why not add your business name to the growing business directory at AskSharifa.com? It's absolutely free, and you can benefit from being part of the Ask Sharifa network. That's AskSharifa.com. Where else can you get free advertising for your business, increase website traffic, and generate more leads fast and easy? Don't wait. Space is limited to a first-come basis. Visit AskSharifa.com today and get listed now. When you need an expert plumber, you need JordansRooter.com. Get free estimates, 24-hour service, special discounts for seniors and veterans. That's JordansRooter.com. Have a home repair or some remodeling you need done? No problem. We can handle all that too. Give us a call today at 800-300-0358. At Jordan's Rooter, we take pride in our work and always make sure to get the job done right the first time. That's JordansRooter.com. We want to be your Mr. Fix-It. Do you have questions regarding your business, marketing, career, finances, or love? Then there's just one place to go. AskSharifa.com. Her workshops and readings get you the help and understanding you need. Sharifa Hardy has the power and insight to unlock all of your problems with amazing results that are unmatched by others. Visit AskSharifa.com today. With over 20 years of experience working with clients in the areas of business and spirituality, she understands your needs. Her compassion is second to none. Schedule your private reading right now. Stop worrying about what your future holds. Get the answers you need today. That's AskSharifa.com. Will you fall in love? Is your career the correct choice? Are your finances in order? Get all the answers now. Give us a call right now at 562-822-0965 or visit us on our website at AskSharifa.com. That's Ask, SHARIFAH.com.
Are you dealing with a health issue and looking for natural solutions, but honestly aren't sure where to start? I can help. My name is Sandy Chasteen, and I'm a holistic health coach. I use a combination of lifestyle transformation tools, including nutrition coaching, the use of essential oils, and basic metaphysical energy healing techniques to help clients discover the connection between their emotional and physical health and take action to heal and get back into balance. I love collaborating with other holistic practitioners to support my clients and lead a variety of events and classes across Orange County, California. Not local? That's okay. I'm available via Zoom and just a click away. Find me at www.sandychasteen.com or give me a call at 949-439-7759. I can help you get started, so give me a buzz and let's get you on the road to wellness.
Are you looking for an amazing business opportunity? Visit AskSharifa.com. Get the financial freedom you deserve. Partner with doTERRA and change lives as well as create your very own business. That's AskSharifa.com. Get products that sell and that people love using every day. Give us a call at 562-822-0965 or visit us online at AskSharifa.com. Are you ready for your financial freedom?
If you are just now tuning in to this morning's episode of Ask Sharifa AMA, Ask Me Anything, then you have missed out on the first 35 minutes of the show, and it has been an incredible show. So you definitely want to listen to this show in the archives from the top of the show. Now, if you're listening to the show on your computer and you like to join the conversation, feel free to give us a call at 563-999-3603. Again, that number is 563-999-3603. And if you're listening to the show on your phone and you have a question or a comment for today's guest, please feel free to press 1. Now, again, we are discussing so much today, mainly blended families and being blended in Black with author Naja Hall. So tell us a little bit. I know we brought you on the show to discuss your book, Girl Bye, and because of my
yes.
Ability to get distracted, we were just all over the place. But tell us of how you got to that's me. I'm sorry. That's why I give people an hour because I wind up everywhere. So let's talk about Girl Bye. What's Girl Bye?
Okay, so Girl Bye is a master class for mothers and stepmothers, any woman that finds herself caught up in the drama and the drudgery and the havoc and turmoil that surrounds either loving a man with children or not being with your kid's dad anymore. Basically, if you're the bio mother or the stepmother, this is for you. I called it Girl Bye because Bitch Be Gone was not really appropriate, and I sell the book in churches now as a church course.
I like that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Bitch Be Gone.
I was like, I probably shouldn't use that one. So Girl Bye is basically, it's about the art of getting over it. It's not a kiss and makeup book. I'm not teaching you how to get along with this high conflict stepmother or biological mother in your life. Because sometimes you're not going to get along with everybody, but it is a lot, and I know you know this from your own experience, Sharifa. It's a lot to hold on to that pain and bitterness and resent. This book is about teaching you how to fix yourself on your own part. You can't control the other party. I ain't trying to make you do that. This is about fixing you and making you the best mother, stepmother, whatever your position is that you can be, and finding yourself a lane. And I know we all hate being told, honey, stay in your lane. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing all the time. First, you need to figure out what your lane is, and then you have yourself some boundaries, and you don't cross them. When others try to impede on your boundaries, that's when we have a problem. That's when you correct them. That's when you learn to respond accordingly. This book teaches you how to deal with high conflict personalities, because that's a lot of the issue in these blended families is, dealing with high conflict. Or a lot of women have issues because of the man in the middle. The man in the middle there's a whole chapter dedicated to him. How is this guy that I have children with, that's my ex, that now you're married to, how is he contributing to me and you not getting along, to us hating each other? A lot of times there's some tools in there that we can take back to our men to teach them, hey, listen, you're feeding into the drama by doing this, this, and this. And so Girl Bye started off as just a workbook. Girl Bye started off as a novel. But I said, you know what? Instead of me talking at these women, let me bring them in the work with me. I said, because I believe in therapy. I became a coach so that I could help people in the same way that therapists have helped me. And I said, a lot of people might not have the resources or the time or even know that they need therapy. I said, but let me write this and package it really pretty and give it a catchy name so they can come in and get this work. You're going to get this work. You're going to be helped. You're going to be challenged. There's a chapter where you have to say the woman's name. Like, for example, Sharifa, you said that there was your ex-husband, one of his kids' moms, she was nasty, foul, filthy to you. You probably had some cute little pet names for her, didn't you? I mean, didn't you? You probably had some cute little names that you probably like to call her, right?
So you try to make me go back into that space.
I'm
you know
not,
what I mean?
no,
That was
I don't
2003. I can't go back to that space no more. I spent a lot of money and time in therapy trying to forget these people.
Okay, I'm sorry. See,
no, it's okay.
I'm sorry. I ain't trying to go on no landman. But so for a lot of us,
now I'm curious. I'm thinking, like, what did I say? What did I call these people?
But a lot of us don't really call these people by their government given, or by their names or how they want to be acknowledged. Because we have to dehumanize these women. We got to dehumanize one another because it makes it a little bit easier for me to cope by calling you. But I'm not going to call you. Let's just say you were my husband's ex. I'm not going to call you Sharifa. I'm going to call you that chick. That's me minimizing you as a human being and as a woman, not respecting your position. Right. You are a mother. You are a person that had a relationship with somebody that I now love. You still have the struggles of being a single parent. You know, like that's me taking all that away from you. And so there's a piece in the book where I make these women acknowledge one another. You don't have to do it to her face, but you're humanizing this person. Therefore, you can have compassion for her. If I see Sharifa as human instead of that chick, when Sharifa acts out or cuts me out or threatens me, I said, you know what, this woman is in a lot of pain, and I'm going to show her human decency and compassion. I'm not going to cuss her back out because I know she's had a rough childhood that is translated into her adulthood. I know she suffers from certain things that she is not getting worked on, but I am. So who am I to attack a sick person? Me fighting a woman who I know has issues is like me fighting a person in a wheelchair that's handicapped. You know, I got too much integrity for that. So the book challenges you to see this other person as human for what they are and for what they are not.
That's deep, though. I mean, most people.
It's like therapy,
and when I say most people, but when I say, first most people, because first most people is the general population. But then when you start talking black women for them to even think about the other person, the other black woman, or she may be of any other race, but the other woman, you know,
the other woman
being entitled to, you know, be a person or to have views and respect. I mean, that really is deep. I applaud that. But I really like the section on the man in the middle.
Right. You know, like you said, we find it easy to dehumanize. So there's an entire section where it's a workbook. I had to like I said, it started off as a novel. It's become a workbook because I wanted women to do the work. There's a section in there where I make you imagine what this woman's day is like. Walk me through a day in her life from what you know about her. For you, the limited that you know about her, and if you don't know, then imagine it. Paint a picture of this person being a woman. Just, you know, she looks in the mirror in the morning just like you do. She checks out her cellulite. She puts on her makeup. She checks her social media. She does the same thing you do, sis. But this person has other issues that she's battling. She's not conquered them yet.
Right, but then the thing I think that we really forget is that, think about it like this. This is a mother, right? And as mothers, we don't even necessarily trust our children to go to daycare. You know, we want to go into the daycare. Okay, let me see where my baby is going to sleep. Let me see what you feed in my baby.
Yes.
And so often when the father gets into a new relationship, we lose that ability as a mother to go into the house and say, okay, where is my baby going to sleep? What is my baby going to eat? You know
why you don't need that? And you're a mother. You know why you don't need that? Because the only person that loves this child more than you do, and I know some women out there, mothers will be like, you? What do you mean? Only person that loves this child, the same, if not a little bit more, whatever it is you, is this child's father, especially if this father is involved. So this is where you have to let go and say, I cannot control this other household. Because I'm a second wife. Unless we have a rapport and you have shown me respect and I show you respect, you're not welcome in my home. But that's for anybody. That's for anybody. So if you're a high conflict ex thinking you're going to come in my house and with your white glove and check for dust and accost my home, that's not going to happen. You're not welcome. You need to trust that your child's father has put them in a safe environment and has chosen a partner that will help them. That will help him with his parenting duties. That will help him. Now, stepmothers can be out of line when they start saying, oh, I want you to call me mama. Like, we've had some cases like that, which I do not. Like, that's just, that's a woman that is taking this thing way too far. You know what I mean? But
right.
in a lot of circumstances, this second wife, she simply just wants to love this man that's in her life. Like, let me just love him. I understand he comes along with kids. I'm going to be nice and cool when they're here, and I'm going to show them love, the same love that I have to show when I send my kids away to be with their dad.
Right.
So I think it's a lot, it's about letting go of the control. It's about letting go of the control. Mm-hmm.
But that's not even always easy as a parent, though, because sometimes mothers, are even more, we can be upset with the father, right? Even with him not having someone else. This could be a father that I'm married to, that I'm in the house with, that, you know what I mean, that he's there during our relationship. I may not like the way he feeds the baby, or he doesn't know how to change the baby's diaper, or why does he allow the kids, they 12 and they having hot Cheetos for breakfast, So as a mother, we're the ones who are always like, for the most part, and I'm generalizing here, but we're like, okay, no, you need breakfast. You need to have, where's your sweater? These are things that
you're like,
mothers
wait a minute,
tend to do.
I'm so nervous because he let little Junior bump his head because he was playing PlayStation. If you know what type of father this man is, you know what type of dad is when he was with you and when he was not with you. One thing I'm going to say is, people don't really change too
That's
much.
True. Preach that. They
don't really change too much. Like, for example, it was one of my clients, and she's giving me permission to tell this story. That's why I'm sharing it. She came to me. She said, I'm so pissed off because my son's father shows up 30 minutes late to every drop-off, every pickup and drop-off. He shows up 30 minutes late. I'm so pissed off. Like, I feel like he's disrespecting me. I said, well, why? Why do you take it as him disrespecting you? I said, well, let's talk about this. I said, has he always been, I said, disrespect is when he's intentionally trying to hurt you, or he is not paying attention to how you feel. I said, well, has he always been a punctual person, but now he's trying to make you pay for something? She was like, girl, he was late to his own graduation, and he missed his grandmother's repast because he was late. I said, so wait. I said, so this man that was late to his grandmother's funeral, he was late to his own graduation, you mad because he's being late with you? I said, sis, this is not about you. This is who this man is as a person. I said, and y'all were in a relationship for a while. Did you try to help him with his punctuality? Yeah, but nothing worked. I said, so you think you couldn't help him while you were in that man's bed, making his food in his house, in his face every day. You are not going to be able to help him when you're outside of the house as an ex. I said, so we have to start working on you and how you see this thing. We got to make you different because he ain't going to change. He ain't going to change. He's going to be who he is. So I said, how can we? I said, let's find some tools so you're not pissed off every Friday at drop off and Sundays at pickup. Let's just make some tools for that. And so she and I came up with some tools to help her. Yeah.
But that's beautiful. I mean, I love the way, you know what I love is that you make people take responsibility. And that's what's so wrong sometimes is that people don't want to be accountable for their role and their part in what's going on. You know, I have my kid's father, right? Like, we don't get along. Let's just say that. He's not a very nice person in general. Okay. But I never said, I never said a bad word about him to his children because I knew that I knew who he was. And I know my children are intelligent. So I figured in my little mind, I said, eventually they going to see who their dad is. And I remember, you know, when my son came to be about 20 years old, he's in college, he's at Cal State Long Beach, and he was mad. He said, yeah, that's my baby. He's going to be a civil rights attorney. But he said to me, he said, Mom, how could you have even been married to him? And I said to him, I told him, so I could have you. That's you and your sister. It. That was what I got of it. That was the blessing that was here in the midst of everything else. When I tell this quick story to your listeners, this is, you know, I'm a business consultant and I'm also a spiritual advisor. I'm an ordained minister. Okay. I help people with every aspect of their life. But I always tell people this. When I left my first husband, it was 2000, like 1999, 2000. The reason that's important is because those were the pager days. We didn't even have cell phones to go through. We didn't have Facebook to check. But when I left, my spirit told me, he's not right. The things that were going on, he's not right. So now now my ex-husband has 4 children, including mine. He has one that's 9 months to the day I walked out the door. And I didn't know that until
Oh, Lord.
I walked out the door 9 months later. His daughter was born.
I try to take up for you, and you go do stuff like this all the time. You do.
Right. And so I found out so much more. He had always been up to his different tricks and shenanigans, but that doesn't bother me. What lesson I got from that, and the lesson that I try to preach to everyone now, is trust you. Trust what you feel. You don't need to see him in the bed with another woman. Your spirit, what you know of this person, is going to tell you something is not right. Trust that. Stand on that. And I'm not saying leave or walk out the door, but trust it. Pay attention to it. Notice what you notice, because a leopard doesn't change his stripes. And you'll see it, whether you see it in his phone. You don't have to snoop. I've never been a snooper. I've been a prayer, and I asked God to reveal it to me, and he has always revealed what was hidden to me.
He's revealed it. Like, look, it's time to let it go. Let it go. This man is no longer yours.
And when he reveals it, then I have to go back to my other favorite, my favorite, Dr. Maya Angelou. And she said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them,
baby. I always tell ladies, listen, they say, oh, women got this women's intuition and this sixth sense. Honey, that little feeling in the pit of your stomach is not gas. Okay? You know that man isn't wrapped. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of those things, sis, where we as women have to take accountability for our poor choices and our bad decisions. And some of us made the decision. We were not forced into it. We made the decision to have a child in unstable relationships. Or some of us said,
save them.
You know what? We got a bad marriage. Let me just pop out a baby. Girlfriend, that's the worst. That's the oldest trick in the book, but the worst one. That's the dumbest thing you could do. Doesn't work.
Yes.
Doesn't work. A baby is going to add, the stress of a baby is going to add more stress to an already broken or damaged situation. Poor decision. Don't do it. I see a lot of women very angry. And go ahead, sorry.
Yes. No, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off. But I get excited to talk about this topic because I don't really, always get a chance to talk about it. But the other thing that happens with the baby when you try to have the baby to save him is you just gave him an excuse for you to stay home.
Right.
He like, no, my wife couldn't come because she at home with the baby. Yeah, now you can't move around. That's what my ex-husband, that's what I think he wanted. I think he wanted me to have 10 kids, so I wasn't going anywhere. I'm like, no, I'm going to take these 2 with me and keep it pushing.
Barefoot and pregnant, and he was going to be out in those streets.
That's where he was. That's where he loved to be.
One thing that I want to touch on that you
mentioned,
you said, okay, you said that my kid's dad was just not a very fair person. He wasn't a good husband. Probably not necessarily. You didn't say this. These are my words. Now, maybe not the most involved father, and your children even got to the point to where they're like, wait a minute. Your son even was like, wait a minute, Mom, something ain't right.
Yeah, my daughter doesn't talk to him.
So your daughter is estranged from him completely. So a lot of times we as women have to learn how to look at these issues that these men come along with. And right now, one of the big things that I'm talking about, and I'm developing another book on it, is childhood trauma. Childhood trauma is something as small as being bullied to something as massive as being molested. Divorce. A black woman came up with a scale for childhood trauma and a score to see where you score. I wrote a blog on it. And since I read it, I've just been interested in so much. Like, you get 1 point if your parents were separated or divorced. And there's like 14 questions on there. One of my clients got a 14 because every single thing on that childhood trauma list they had. And, I was just like, wow. Some people are very resilient. Some people are very resilient, but some people are carrying that around to them to this day. So, I was like, your kid's dad, for example, he was traumatized, and it seems like both of your children, they probably suffered some sort of slight trauma, even just being disengaged because they had to disengage from this man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just from that. So us as women,
well, let me just tell
we got to learn how to start asking these questions. We got to ask questions, y'all.
Right, but we're going to run out of time, so I just wanted to get this point out, and definitely thank you. I'm going to thank you a couple of minutes, but I want to get this out because you made an excellent point. My son, I think, was probably traumatized the most. My daughter, she was like older. Whatever, but but one of their father's problems is he basically is an undiagnosed alcoholic. He loves to drink. He was always drunk. Okay. So my son, you know, I say undiagnosed because if you ask my ex-husband if he was alcoholic, he'll tell you no.
He'll say no.
He drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks. But yeah, right. So my son will not take a sip. My son's 22 years old. He's like, I will never have a drink ever in my life. And so I had to tell him, son, it's not the alcohol, it's not the liquor, all things in moderation. I said, but what you have to do is release the anger and the pain associated with your dad. I said, because let me tell you what they call people who are mad and angry at the world. And he says, what, Mom? What do they call them? I said, they call them prisoners. Okay, so if you go to any prison in America, jail's full of people who are mad at their parents, their childhoods and everything like that. Yes. And yes, it is their parents' fault, but you're still a prisoner. So I don't want you to be a prisoner in your mind or in the world. I want you to be able to let go of that hurt, let go of that pain, love your father, forgive your father, and don't let the choices and the decisions and the actions of your father ruin your life, because they say the sins of the father are revisited upon the son, and that's not what I want for you.
Exactly. That's a beautiful thing. You're teaching him that, to let that go, and we have to have the tools to teach our children and ourselves too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, we have about 2 minutes, so I always allow my guests the opportunity to reiterate, repeat, or just introduce any information you really want our listeners to take away from this interview.
Oh, my goodness. So hopefully you all have been listening all the time, but if you haven't, I'm a family life coach, author, speaker, your homegirl, Naja Hall. I created Blended in Black, which is a platform for people in broken, mended, blending family situations. If you grew up in a single-parent home, this is for you. If you are married, this is for you. If you are going through a divorce, remarriage, if you're a stepchild, all that good stuff, this is for you. And it's not only for Black people. We are an all-inclusive platform. I want to help you. I want to give you support. I want you to come in this space, in this community, and help some of the people that I cannot possibly reach, because everybody has a story. Everybody's connected, and we all owe it to our fellow man to come in and try to make one another better. So join the Blended in Black community. You can go anywhere online and just type in Blended and Black, and you can connect with us on every single social media platform there is out there. If you join every one, then we make sure that all the information is different. And Facebook doesn't have the same stuff as Instagram. Instagram doesn't have the same stuff as Twitter. So follow us whatever your favorite platform is, because we're probably there. And if we're not, send me a message and I will add you. And if you need to reach me, email team@blendedandblack. blendedandblack.com. Just email me or just look for me anywhere online. I thank you guys for listening. Sharifa, thank you for the opportunity. To my publicist, Brandy McKinney out there in LA, for doing all this work for me. Thank you for helping me spread the word, and I just appreciate all you guys for let me get these folks this work, because y'all going to get this love and this work out here today.
Thank you for delivering the word. Thank you for delivering the word today. I'm going to the Church of Naja Hall because we having some church up in here today. So I want to thank you for being a guest on today's episode of Ask Sharifa AMA.
Thank you. Thank you,
You
Sharifa.
are so
I'll see
welcome.
you when I get to LA.
Hey, don't forget, we Facebook friends now. Don't forget, hit me up, inbox me.
You mine now.
That's right. I got a new home girl. I love me some Brandy, too. Kisses to Brandy. So everyone who has tuned in, if you want to be just like Naja Hall and be a guest on Ask Sharifa AMA, or for advertising opportunities to play your commercial, please support all our advertisers and check out all of their services. But visit our website at AskSharifa.com. We will be back tomorrow at the same time, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And with that, we are out.
Enjoy happy hour at Dunkin' Donuts from 2 to 8 p.m. with any medium beverage for $2. Energize with a freshly brewed tea or espresso drink. Whatever medium beverage you're drinking, we're serving, and for $2 from 2 to 8 p.m. So stop by Dunkin' today and pick up any medium beverage for $2 from 2 to 8 p.m. and make it the happiest hour of your day. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary, plus applicable taxes. Exclusions may apply. Limited time offer.